Welcome to the He's Got Issues Marvel Comics Edition number 143.1. I'm John Cooney here to preview new Marvel Comics being released October 15th, 2014. And if the recording sounds a little different this week, it's because I'm on the road recording in Yosemite. But that doesn't stop new books from being published, so let's get started with Avengers and X-Men Access number 2 of 9. Act 1, The Red Supremacy. The heroes of the Marvel Universe storm the beaches of Red Skull's Genoshan re-education camps. What they discover within will lead to a bleak new era. The revelation of Tony Stark's dark secret promises to shatter the fragile alliance between A and X. Nova's attempt at solving the crisis leads to disaster. Magneto betrays his alliance to join an army of evil. Next, we've got Avengers World number 14. The uprising is over. Now the new order begins. Avengers World has become AIM World. The Avengers can't stop the combined might of AIM, the Gorgon, and Morgan Le Fay. But what about the next Avengers? We've also got Daredevil number 9. Matt Murdock has struggled mightily to rise above the tragedies that have plagued him in the past. Now, however, one of his oldest foes has unleashed a force that Daredevil cannot fight without being swallowed by his darkest moods and thoughts. Is this the beginning of a new grim chapter in his life? Next, we have Deadpool's Art of War number 1 of 4. Sun Tzu's Art of War has been called the definitive work on military strategy and tactics and has influenced leaders in both warfare and business for hundreds of years, which means it's totally in the public domain and ripe for being ripped off by Deadpool. And what's Deadpool's plan to ensure his vision of the Art of War outsells the original? Make sure the entire world is at war when it comes out. We've also got Death of Wolverine number 4-4, 3 Months to Die, the loss of Wolverine's healing factor all led to this, the single most important X-Men event of the decade. Logan has spent over a century being the best there is at what he does, but even the best fade away eventually. Over the years, Logan has been a warrior, a hero, a renegade, a samurai, a teacher, and so much more. But now the greatest X-Men hero will play a role he's never played before in this special weekly event brought to you by industry superstars Charles Soule and Steve McNiven. Next, we have Death of Wolverine, the Logan Legacy, number 1 of 7. Wolverine, the greatest X-Man ever, is dead. With this mutant powerhouse now permanently out of the picture, various factions of both good and evil are scrambling to fill the void left by Logan's death. Will Wolverine's legacy be shaped by heroes who valiantly fought alongside him, or by those villains treacherous enough to have challenged him over the many years of his long life? The answers will be revealed in this special 7-issue limited series that spins directly out of the mega-popular Death of Wolverine. This series will feature unique solo adventures of several instrumental figures in shaping Logan's legacy: X-23, Sabretooth, Decay, Lady Deathstrike, and Mystique. We've also got Edge of Spider-Verse number 5 of 5. Who or what is SP/DR? Gerald Way of Umbrella Academy makes his Marvel debut with Jake Wyatt of Miss Marvel and Indestructible Hulk, establishing a new universe and the incredible Spider character who inhabits it. Next, we have Fantastic Four number 11. While finding a rogues gallery of powerhouse villains in prison, Ben Grimm finds an unlikely ally. With the information he's learned, Johnny Storm's best friend Wyatt Wingfoot is in danger, hunted by a mysteriously familiar bowman. Who can help Wyatt in his hour of need? Maybe Johnny's other best friend, the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. We also got Hulk number 7. Doc Green gets his sights on more Gamma targets. Doc Green versus Scar versus... we don't want to spoil it, but were you worried Doc Green forgot about the Gamma Corps? Plus an appearance by the very unexpected green-skinned member of the Hulk family. Next we have Loki, Agents of Asgard number 7, Avengers and X-Men Access tie-in. Victor Von Doom has Loki sentenced to death for the crimes of his future self, but with the Red Skull drowning Doom, Latveria, and the entire world in a wave of unstoppable telepathic hate, is there even a future left to save? We've also got Magneto number 11, Avengers and X-Men Access tie-in. The Red Skull is sending a world into a spiral of destruction, and Magneto is one of a handful of heroes with the means to stop him. But will the Master of Magnetism also crumple before the maniac who's using the formidable telepathic powers of his deceased best friend to usher in his new terrifying Reich Eternal? With the grudge personal on many levels, Magneto is amply motivated to be the one to take down the Skull once and for all. Next, we have Miles Morales Ultimate Spider-Man number 6. Miles' life has been turned upside down in every conceivable level. New villains are coming out of the woodwork. Miles makes a life-changing decision. Next, we have Ms. Marvel number 9. As Kamala discovers more about her past, the inventor threatens her future. Why is Lockjaw really with Kamala? The fan favorite, critically acclaimed, amazing new series continues as Kamala proves why she's the best and most adorable new superhero there is. Next, we have New Avengers number 25. In 7 months, time runs out. We've also got Original Sin Annual number 1. Everybody has one. Next, we have Painkiller Jane, the 22 Brides number 3. We continue the assault as Jane takes the fight to the air and finds out who's behind all the bombings. Plus, one of the brides' lives is changed forever. The 22 Brides concludes here. We've also got Spider-Man 2099 number 5. Moreland is hunting spiders of all kinds across all dimensions and all times. By the end of this issue, there will be only one Spider-Man 2099. Spider-Man 2099 co-creator Rick Leonardi returns for this landmark issue that will take you to the edge of Spider-Verse. Next, we have Storm number 4, Death of Wolverine Aftermath. Wolverine has been many things to Storm over the years: teammate, friend, confidant, mentor, and most recently, lover. But upon his death, Storm finds her world thrown into chaos. Will finishing a piece of unfinished business alongside their mutual ally Yukio help her find her way once more? We've also got Superior Foes of Spider-Man number 16, still not cancelled. Gang war rages on at its ragefulliest. The Sinister Six versus everyone. Next, we have Thanos, a god up there listening, number 2 of 4. At the close of Infinity, Thane discovered he was the son of Thanos and that his touch was death. Now accompanied by the constantly whispered advice of the Ebony Maw, he wants to discover his father's history and his own future. We've also got Uncanny X-Men number 27. Turns out being possessed by one of the most powerful entities in the universe can really mess with a guy's superpowers. Life isn't always a straight line. Sometimes there are curves in the road. But if there's anyone who can bend over backwards to reteach himself how to use them, it's Scott Summers. And we've got Wolverine and the X-Men number 10. The X-Men mourn as one of their own is finally put to rest. As a reporter digs further into Wolverine's past, what will be uncovered as the X-Men retell their favorite personal adventures and Wolverine stories. Some of the industry's best and brightest lend a hand to say farewell in these 2 jam-packed issues: Robbie Rodriguez, Jason Latour, Jim Rugg, James Herron, and more. Out in trades, we've got All New Ultimates Volume 1 Power for Power trade paperback. The next generation of Ultimates is here. Spider-Man, Black Widow, Kitty Pryde, Bombshell, Cloak and Dagger unite to tackle the vicious, rampant crime wave overtaking Hell's Kitchen. But the young Ultimates are put to the test as they try to survive their first mission, going head-to-head with the city's most ruthless gang, the Serpent Skulls, led by Diamondback. Meanwhile, Detective Bridget O'Reilly and her anti-gang unit are on the hunt for a serial mass killer called Scourge. As Jessica Drew adjusts to the mantle of Black Widow, Spider-Man falls for a villainess, and Bombshell's life is changed by tragedy, Crossbones joins the fray. These young heroes have fought Galactus, but can they survive superpowered street gangs and psychopaths? Written by Michael Fife, creator of the acclaimed indie series Cobra, collecting All New Ultimates number 1 through 6. Next, we have All New X-Factor Volume 2 Change of Decay trade paperback. One of the country's most outspoken anti-mutant leaders has a mutant daughter. Now it's up to X-Factor to rescue this young girl from her father. But when the team faces unexpected consequences for saving the girl, X-Factor brings big trouble to its employer, Serval Industries, heavily armed trouble. Plus, Gambit does something naughty, and when his indiscretion is found out, nobody is happy. X-Factor holds a press conference hoping that everything will turn out fine, but they're forgetting that pretty much all of them have awkward secrets that probably shouldn't be made public. Serval Industries brings you the heroes you need in any situation, an all-new X-Factor for an all-new day, collecting All New X-Factor number 7 through 12. We've also got Amazing Spider-Man Volume 1, the Parker Luck trade paperback. The greatest superhero of all time returns. The world may have changed since Spidey's been gone, but so has Peter Parker. This is a man with a second chance at life, and he's not wasting a moment of it. But his old foes are back as well. Re-energized, out of control, and madder than ever, Electro and the Black Cat demand revenge. And as if dealing with them isn't enough, a new revelation rocks Spider-Man's world to its core. The radioactive spider that granted Peter his powers bit someone else too. Who is Silk, and where has she been all these years? Find out as Peter Parker retakes his life, putting the friendly back in the neighborhood, the hero back in superhero, and the amazing back in Spider-Man. Collecting Amazing Spider-Man number 1 through 6. Next, we have Daredevil Volume 1 Devil at Bay trade paperback. Marvel's fearless hero begins his most awe-inspiring adventure yet in sunny San Francisco. Daredevil is headed west and now protects the Golden City streets from evil, both as a costume hero and as blind lawyer Matt Murdock. But big changes are in store for Matt as old haunts and familiar faces rise to give the devil his due. The Owl is back and he isn't working alone, but old enemies are small potatoes compared to Matt's new friend, the would-be hero known as the Shroud. As one of Dee Dee's oldest enemies is permanently redefined, deadlier than ever, Kristen and Matt find themselves sharing a volatile secret, but who will crack first? Plus, what killed Foggy Nelson? Also featuring a special look into the future, celebrating Dee Dee's 50th anniversary with cryptic hints at what's to come. Collecting Daredevil number 1 through 5, number 1.50, and number 0.1. We've also got Deadly Hands of Kung Fu Out of the Past trade paperback. Murder, mystery, martial arts. Shang-Chi's former lover is murdered while working deep undercover for MI6. Shang-Chi travels to England but learns that all is not as it seems, and if he's not careful, he'll be the next to die. As Shang-Chi battles mystical kung fu masters in the streets of London and learns terrible truths about his fallen comrade, Misty Knight and Colleen Wing pitch in, but they soon discover the danger is greater than any of them had feared, and no one saw the final twist of the knife coming. Old friends, new enemies, espionage, and kung fu collide in this riveting adventure, plus classic tales featuring the Sons of the Tiger and the Daughters of the Dragon. Collecting Deadly Hands of Kung Fu number 1 through 4, and material from Deadly Hands of Kung Fu number 1 and 32 and 33. Next, we have Deadpool Dracula's Gauntlet hardcover. You've witnessed Deadpool's marriage to the succubus Queen Shikla, now experienced their first meeting and learned the secrets of their bloody romance. When Dracula hires Deadpool to transport a highly valuable delivery for him, Wade has no idea what kind of trouble he's in for. It's a crazy journey across the world and into the dark heart of the Merc with a Mouth. Guest starring Blade, MODOK, Hydra Bob, Werewolf by Night, and more. Collecting Deadpool Dracula's Gauntlet number 1 through 7. We've also got Marvel Masterworks Ms. Marvel Volume 1 hardcover. The year was 1977 and Marvel was set to debut its latest and greatest new superheroine. NASA security chief Carol Danvers' life had been long intertwined with the alien Kree interventions on Earth, but now it was time for this new woman in a new era to take on a new persona all her own, Ms. Marvel. As editor of Woman magazine, Danvers must contend with the Marvel Universe's biggest blowhard, J. Jonah Jameson, while discovering her identity and origins as a superhero. Chris Claremont, continuing the series begun by Jerry Conway, brings to bear all the craft and character development of his renowned X-Men run, while Jim Mooney, John Buscema, and Joe Sinnott supply some of the most stunning art of the era. Collecting Ms. Marvel number 1 through 14. Next, we have Marvel Zombies, the Complete Collection Volume 3 trade paperback, Zombies on Infinite Earths. First, it's Monkey on the menu as the original Marvel Zombies invade the dimension of Marvel Apes. Then, to uncover an antidote to the zombie plague, Machine Man and Howard the Duck set out across the multiverse, battling zombies in the Wild West, Camelot, a future megacity, during the Martian invasion, and on a world suspiciously similar to our own. But back home, undead clones of the Squadron Supreme have overrun Project Pegasus, and only a long-dead former Avenger can stop them. And when the Marvel Universe is targeted by a dimension of Nazi zombies, Howard the Duck must assemble a brigade of misfits to beat them back. Collecting Marvel Apes Prime 8 number 1, Marvel Zombies Evil Evolution number 1, Marvel Zombies 5 number 1 through 5, Marvel Zombies Supreme number 1 through 5, Marvel Zombies Destroy number 1 through 5, and Marvel Zombies Halloween number 1. We've also got Ms. Marvel Volume 1 No Normal trade paperback. Marvel Comics presents the new Ms. Marvel, the groundbreaking heroine that has become an international sensation. Kamala Khan is an ordinary girl from Jersey City until she's suddenly empowered with extraordinary gifts. But who truly is the new Ms. Marvel? Teenager, Muslim, Inhuman? Find out as she takes the Marvel Universe by storm. When Kamala discovers the dangers of her newfound powers, she unlocks a secret behind them as well. Is Kamala ready to wield these immense new gifts, or will the weight of the legacy before her be too much to bear? Kamala has no idea either, but she's coming for you, New York. It's history in the making from acclaimed writer G. Willow Wilson and beloved artist Adrian Alfona. Collecting Ms. Marvel number 1 through 5 and material from All New Marvel Now .1 number 1. Next, we have Powers Volume 1 Who Killed Retro Girl trade paperback, new printing. Coming this December as the first ever television show on Sony's PlayStation Network, Powers is about to reach an all-new audience all over the world, and with these Eisner Award-winning graphic novels, you can discover where it all began. Heroes glide through the sky on lightning bolts and fire, flamboyant villains attempt daring daylight robberies, godlike alien creatures clash in an epic battle in the night sky, and on the dirty city streets below, homicide detective Christian Walker does his job. Now Walker must investigate the shocking murder of one of the world's most popular superheroes, Retro Girl. Walker is teamed up with the spunky rookie Detective Dina Pilgrim, and the investigation takes them from the city's seedy underbelly to the gleaming towers that are home to immortal beings. As shocking, twisted truths about Retro Girl come to light, Walker discovers that to solve this crime, he might have to reveal his own dark secret. This collection also includes the Powers comic strips, a Michael Avon Alming sketchbook, the Powers #1 script, and more, collecting Powers #1 through 6. We've also got Spider-Man Newspaper Strips Volume 2 trade paperback, Extra Extra, read all the Spidey strips by Stan the Man Lee and Jazzy John Romita. The second volume compiling all of Stan and John's amazing Spider-Man newspaper strips in chronological order, this titanic tome brings you the classic panels that hit the papers in the late 1970s and early 1980s. All the daily strips are printed in the original black and white and the Sundays in color, ready to spin a web of enchantment upon anyone who reads them. Collecting the amazing Spider-Man newspaper strips from January 29th, 1979 to January 11th, 1981. And we've got Thor Epic Collection Volume 1, The God of Thunder trade paperback. Pull up a seat to the beginning of one of the greatest tales of modern myth, the epic saga of the mighty Thor. While vacationing in Norway, Dr. Donald Blake discovers a strange gnarled cane. Upon striking it, a shower of lightning rained down, and the hobbled doctor found himself transformed into Thor, God of Thunder. In these pages, you'll journey across the Rainbow Bridge to eternal Asgard and meet Lord Odin, Heimdall, Balder, and Thor's evil half-brother Loki for the first time. And to top it off, the mythological origins of Asgard are revealed in fan-favorite backup features, collecting Journey into Mystery number 83 to 109. Alright, so that's it for Marvel this week, but there's still plenty of other books out as well, so be sure to check out my YouTube channel at he'sgotissues.com to see both the DC and Indies videos for this week, as well as my featured video with the usual roundup of all my favorites for the week with a little more depth and insight than you get here. And if you like these videos, be sure to let me know by leaving a comment and subscribing. You can also follow He's Got Issues on Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, and Tumblr to see everything I'm reading as I read it. So until next week, I'm John Cooney, and I've got issues.